What's up, guys? It's your boy Jimmy here, coming at you with another deck tech. This is my mono red burn list for season 15. Obviously, it's not like intricate as the other deck lists that you see on this channel, but I actually really enjoy playing mono red. I actually just like throwing burn spells at people, and this is no different. I think like if you look at the more popular decks, they revolve around Cavalcade of Calamity, which says that like it's a red enchantment that says whenever creature power one attacks, it deals one damage to that player, and it's an okay card, but it's an okay deck. I think it's just okay. It's like high variances of like when you do draw the card, your deck's a lot better. When you don't draw, it's not as good. So, and it plays a lot of like subpar creatures. Like there's a lot of like weird little things that I like about it, and there's a lot of weird things I don't like about it. So I think like one of the best cards in that deck is actually Chandra Spitfire. So I've kind of built a deck more around Chandra Spitfire, but more or less not really reliant on the combat step, I guess. But you know, combat's fine because um, sometimes combat will just kill your opponent. So let's just go over the deck. There's 20 lands, all mountains. I'm not gonna mess with any tap lands, no Dwarven Mines, things like that. Just one all the lands untapped. I don't mind at all. Creatures here: Goblin Fireslinger, Mog Fanatic, or the one drops. They'll do kind of the same thing in different ways. Fireslinger just like one damage a turn. Doesn't need to attack. You could attack with it, but why would you? You just go to the face. Also hits Planeswalkers, which is randomly important. Just kind of randomly important nowadays. Mog Fanatic will. It's like pseudo haste in the sense of like it'll just deal a point of damage, but it's like a one shot. So it's fine. Sometimes you just pick off other creatures, and that's fine too. They're both like non-combat damage, which works with Spitfire a lot. Which reads that you need to do non-combat damage, and it gets ++0. So Fire Slinger on turn one's like one of the best lines you can take, really, because it just sets up for your bigger Spitfire turns. Electrostatic Field is a card that no one really plays, but I think it's like really great for burn decks, especially if you're revolving around Spitfire here. When you cast it into sorcery, it deals one damage to each opponent. It says a lot of things. One, if they have hexproof, this will get around hexproof because it says each opponent. It doesn't actually target the opponent. And it's just another way to keep your burn spells reach. Like burst lightnings become lightning bolts, shocks become lightning bolts. You know, they just get it makes all your spells a little bit better. Also, it's an 0/4, so it blocks. It just kind of blocks early. It's actually pretty great. Burn spells here, burst lightning. You know, it's a staple. It's the PD staple. Shock those. Basically, the worst burst lightning. But why would I play shock? You just want like really cheap spells, honestly, and with Chandra Spitfire, you just do want to like chain off like spells. So typically, like if you play this on turn 3, turn 4, you want to cast at least like 2 spells. So Shock gets the nod here. Skewer to Critics, also pretty cheap. Basically, it is a bolt, a Sorcerer Seed bolt, but you need to cast something else beforehand to do it. But you know, this gets triggered a lot by like Fire Slinger, Electrostatic Field, whatever, or just these other shocks. So you can trigger the Spectacle pretty often. 2 drops here, Incinerate. Searing Spear basically does the same spell. I had like 1 extra slot, so I figured I'd just throw a Searing Spear here. Flames of Blood Hand, though, not a lot of people play this card either, but life gain is a big detriment to the deck. People play like Ceruli Gatekeepers out of the gate decks, or maybe they have like a lifelink creature. So this can actually just kind of like help you stabilize in the game. Because that's where most red decks kind of falters, where well if they gain like about 3 to 5 life, like when they're like below 10, that can like actually like stabilize them. So if you have this like effect main deck, pretty good. So unfortunately, it only does hit players or planeswalkers, but hitting planeswalkers is fine too. And then Flame of Keld is kind of like the new school way of just kind of drawing cards late. It can falter. I mean, like any card drawing spell, it can just kind of falter. But if you get to the third part of the saga, it's probably going to end the game if you have like the right down slots, especially with like stuff like Electrostatic Field. So all the effects just trigger off of that. So you can like really take your opponent down from like 15 to 0 like really quickly if you just have a field and a Keld and like you've drawn a couple spells off the second part of the saga. It's actually like a pretty insane card in this deck. Sideboard, kind of a weird sideboard, I would say. This is my artifact removal choice, Smash Smithereens. Also deals damage to controllers. That's what you really want. Sudden Shock against mostly against the blue decks. Things like the Cutthroats and just like the billions amount of counter spells that people are packing are like really annoying. So just having a Sudden Shock effect's pretty good. You could bring against the cat deck, so they don't have to sacrifice your creature to get a food. So that's not like too bad. It doesn't hit every target though, so it's a little bad against that. Tybalt's just basically I want it for the not getting life part. Making creatures is fine too, but the opponents can't get life part's a really important part here. So this is all actually mostly against the mirror or like pseudo mirror. Circle of Flames actually pretty good, I think, against the Cavalcade decks. They still get the trigger. They have a Cavalcade in play, but for the most part, all the creatures are really puny outside of like Hellrider. So Circle of Flame kind of deals with that. Brimstone Volley. I guess when I want to deal with creatures, I have to take out like flames. I'll bring in Brimstone Volleys. You can trigger Morbid pretty often too with like Fog Fanatic or just kind of like trading in combat. I think the best card out of the current Modern decks is Hellrider, so you want ways to kill Hellriders a lot. And the Shaft of Flame Magus is just kind of like a really bad Dragon's Claw, but I've actually played this card against like other Mono Red decks, and we're just kind of like, if you ever played Mono Red, you're just kind of like top deck, and you're just kind of like hoping to draw the one burn spell. But with this card, every mountain is great, and every spell is great. Everything you draw is great afterwards. So I actually like survived off like very low life totals because my opponent bricked, and I will never brick because I will either draw a mountain or I draw a red spell. Either way, it's gonna be great. So we're gonna play in a tournament today. So at least 4 rounds, I would say, and then maybe some more in late run. So let's try to just burn our way through the competition. All right, round 2 of the Pain General Tournament. I actually got, I guess, a pseudo buy. My opponent didn't show up round 1, so, or actually in round 2, already 1-0 as you can see. Sand's okay, I guess. I can keep. I already know what my opponent's playing. We kind of peeked at them earlier. They're playing Mono Green Stompy. So we'll see what happens here. The bad part with this hand is that there's no removal spells. Like I was saying, if I drew him off, I would just hit it right here. I think one of the problems with this matchup might present is that I don't actually block particularly well. I'm not really trying to block, just trying to kill my opponent. So, I guess I could skewer something. That might be the play, honestly. The way to play this is probably just to like try to kill everything. Nice. Ping them, hit Spectacle, skewer this. Just try to like live long enough for like my big spells to kind of like deal the rest of the damage. I don't think it actually block a Chandra Spitfire, so if we get that on the battlefield, that'd be pretty good. I mean, oh, they play like Thrash Threat. That's a card I have to worry about. There you go. I'm glad they actually used it on my 1/1. Pretty dope. I'm actually Map's looking to Mog Fanatic this. Actually, quite the. Oh, let's say Giant Growth. Okay, I didn't see they had Giant Growth in their deck, so I just kind of like popped that off, and I didn't need to. Looks like they're just flooding a bit. It's pretty good for me. Oh god, it's full of damage on board. I feel like I'm in a good spot. There's nothing on their side of the field, and it's just like I'm gonna start doming them. I mean, I have no other choice. I have to dome them with the spell. Doesn't hit. There's not much of a clock, so I'm not like super worried. Block, yeah. Harpoon does block Spitfire. Is a good point. Next turn, if I don't draw anything like super relevant, I'll probably just Flames them main phase, hit the flame, and then just hope to kind of win from there. Well, that changes everything. Okay. Alright. Maybe I'll draw the 4th Flames in the Blood Hand. Or I could hit Burst Lightning with Kicker now. That'd be pretty great. Burst Lightning with Kicker. Maybe this flame goes off and I just kill them with it. Like, I can cast any of my spells, so it's pretty good. Okay. Blocks! This guy blocks! He blocks! We got a blocker! It actually activates a lot of my spells, too. So, like, Incinerate's really good, Searing Spear is really good. Yeah, I just, like, got so many outs because of this Electrostatic Field. I'm gonna have to block, no matter what, though, because of, like, something like a Giant Growth. But I can't beat double Giant Growth here. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm gonna do it! Oh, that's fine. I don't have that happen anything else. I just lose my field here. It's not really a big deal. Oh, okay. Take an extra 1. Alright, so I'm gonna hit, like, 2 spells. Okay. Alright, I hit 2 spells, they just were the wrong spells. They were definitely the wrong spells. I don't think I can live through this. Yeah, huh. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. That's unfortunate. 2 spells that went to the dome. I forgot to differentiate that. Alright. Hmm. I'm bringing the volleys. I think they're pretty good. Sudden Shock's not amazing against this deck. It would kind of like... I guess Sudden Shock's pretty good against all like the... I could try Sudden Shock. I have to get really tricksy with it though. It's not like the best spell, but a fine spell, I would say. Yeah, maybe. But they did have Ranger's Guile. The problem is that I think they had a Ranger's Guile in their hand when they played the Harpooner. Because they kept like 2 cards in their hand that whole time. Like when they played like 2 threats, I think they had like 2 cards. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and look. Because there's no way they just draw the Ranger's Guile to kill my electrostatic field. I'm just thinking about like what to do here. Flaming Kel seems fine. It's a little slow. I'm actually cut 1. We just picked up. And then maybe let's got Literal Shock. I'll go with Sudden Shock. We'll try those. I actually don't think that Sudden Shock would be pretty great. I'm not really sure. But you can have to like hold priority with Sudden Shock and then cast like another spell, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna mulligan, I think. Yeah. Mildly better. A little land heavy, but I mean, that's why I'm scry. One trick you can do when using Goblin Fireslinger is hold control when you use it. They can hold priority and then save the targets, because why would you ever hit yourself? And I'll just do it all the time. Turn 3 Spitfire is the way to go here. If they don't have the Harpooner, they're going to be in deep trouble here. It's going to eat a chunk of their life here. Also, if they play a Harpooner, I just get the trade. Because the Fire Slinger will deal non-combat damage. It'll be a 4-3. I'll take it. I'm worried about something like a Plummet or something. I don't know if they play Plummet. I doubt they would. Thrash Strike would be really annoying. Okay, that's really annoying. Oh, well, I have another one, I guess. This is working out. It really is the only way I'm like, I think, not the only way, but I think it's like a really strong way of just ending this game as quickly as possible. I'm also holding all my burn spells, so I can get one big turn off. Get like a +9/+0 swing, but swing. Oh, come on. I kill this. Let's use like last. Use the last known information to fight it. Yeah, I think I also just of course. Oh well. Let's say trade, I guess. A little unfortunate. I was just thinking like I don't think it. I mean they kill their creature anyway, but okay. Wow, it's a bit aggressive. That's actually really aggressive. Drawing a lot of lands. Um, I'm thinking about killing something, and I don't know what to kill. I guess I could just kill the Bark Troll. It's just really annoying to deal with. The Harpooner is like a 3/2, so more spells will kill it. Not really the optimal way of like playing this game, but at this point we just have to like I just have to like mitigate some damage here. I draw a sudden shock. I'm actually really good against the Harpooner. They can't respond to me in any way. I really love to hit like a field right now, like a sad field. Also, not really a fan of blocking anyway because they played that one card that makes things trample, natural predation. I'm gonna shoot this. I'm just gonna see if they just have it. They have another what is it, Ranger's Guile or Giant Growth. So be it. Okay, cool. Take this. Really just hoping to draw next check field. That's pretty great. Oh, the Drew creature. Of course I drew Sudden Shock. Now I draw a Sudden Shock, but I guess I can kill the Tusker. And then just hope to draw... I don't know. Anything. Something to block the Brontodon. Oh, they're just holding this Harpooner for forever. Alright. Just gonna play the hand I'm dealt. Don't hit a creature. So I go to 2. The only thing I can actually really draw out of this is like electrostatic field to block. If it hits a Giant Growth, I die. I just die on the spot. But I have to hit like a field or something to block to wait a turn. The true creature, that's not good. Okay. Well, we tried. Killing the 2 Spitfires is pretty clutch for them. Of course, my Crandar losing streak continues.